Let's hear the question from this very low-rated anchor at CBS.
Damn.
Do you plan to ask President McKinley to help return the man who your administration says was mistakenly deported? The man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador?
Well, let me ask Pam, would you answer that question?
Sure, President. First and foremost, he was illegally in our country. He had been illegally in our country. And in 2019, two courts, an immigration court and an appellate immigration court, ruled that he was a member of MS-13 and he was illegally in our country. Right now, it was additional paperwork had needed to be done. That's up to El Salvador if they want to return him. That's not up to us. The Supreme Court ruled, President, that if, as El Salvador wants to return him, this is international matters, foreign affairs. If they wanted to return him, we would facilitate it, meaning provide a plane.
So will you return him?
And you are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank
Stephen Miller, wait a minute. Can you just also respond
She
to that
said,
question?
"Thank
Because,
you."
know, it's asked by CNN and
I'm gonna say this right now. That's gangster. Trump said, "I ain't even gonna answer the question. Let FBI director answer, or whatever. I'm gonna let her do it. She gonna do it. She explains it, breaks it down, and I understand. I like her breakdown of it. But I guess it was a mistake. But then it's not a mistake. I think the news is lying. So basically, they're saying that this guy that got sent over with all the other immigrants, this one guy was a mistake and must be returned by the federal judges that was appointed by Obama, I guess. Told that guy needs to be back because he is not a part of these people." Pam Bondi is talking about, she's saying that it is. Or is this Christy? I don't even know the girl's name. I'm gonna call her Pam. You hear me? But anyway, she ahead of some shit. She telling them what? He ain't supposed to be over here. So either way, if they want him back and forth anyway, he's already in the custody of El Salvador. We can't take the prisoner back unless they tell us that they don't want him. But since he is a part of the MS-13, group, which is now a terrorist organization in our country, we're going to still probably put him at Guantanamo Bay. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. But like you said, basically they're just trying to put it out there, hey, he already over there. And he already, he's not even a citizen. He snuck in the country anyway. And he MS-13. So he's already gone. He already illegal. And he's already, and he is MS-13. So the nigga terrorist even if he come back. So I guess and El Salvador is different because he ain't getting out for sure. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being in U.S. territory.
they always ask it with a slant. Because they're totally slanting because they don't know what's happening. That's why nobody's watching them. But would you answer that question also?
Yes, gladly. So,
Shit.
as Pam mentioned, there's an illegal alien from El Salvador. So, with respect to you, he's a citizen of El Salvador. So, it's very arrogant even for American media to suggest that we would even tell El Salvador how to handle their own citizens as a starting point. As two immigration courts found that he was a member of MS-13. When President Trump declared MS-13 to be a foreign terrorist organization, that meant that he was no longer eligible under federal law, which I'm sure you know, you're very familiar with the INA, that he was no longer eligible for any form of immigration relief in the United States. So he had a deportation order that was valid, which meant that under our law, he's not even allowed to be present in the United States and had to be returned because of the foreign terrorist designation. This issue was then by a district court judge, completely inverted, and a district court judge tried to tell the administration that they had to kidnap a citizen of El Salvador and fly him back here. That issue was raised to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said the district court order was unlawful, and its main components were reversed 9-0 unanimously, stating clearly that neither Secretary of State nor the President could be compelled by anybody to forcibly retrieve a citizen of El Salvador from El Salvador, who again is a member of MS-13, which is, I'm sure you understand, rapes little girls, murders women, murders children, is engaged in the most barbaric activities in the world.
True.
And I can promise you, if he was your neighbor, you would move right away.
So you don't plan to ask for
Supreme
anything
Court is
to get
asking
it back?
to.
Pause it. I just explained that. He might explain it a little bit more professional, but hey, exactly what he said, G. Either way, that nigga MS-13, any and illegal. It don't benefit him. So to say bring this illegal MS-13 member back in the country, It's already broken federal law. Like, this is the federal judges that liberal presidents are putting in charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day, but wrong is wrong. So when you are a Democratic judge, federal judge, you should know wrong from wrong. And wrong states that this individual should not be back in our country, regardless on, oh, we took him out by force fastly. No, you just trying to stiff arm somebody with your judge power, with your federal power. The whole time it's wrong and regardless. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this conversation. I hate that it keeps being brought up because people think that, yes, they shouldn't be in our country. Bro, if a motherfucker broke in their terrorist organization, nigga, you gone. I don't see why we're arguing about this. It's simple as that. I don't care that he did it too fast for motherfuckers to react. Motherfuckers across the lines already. Now, if dude want to bring us back in there, then cool. We'll just throw his ass in our prison and Taekwondo Bay with the terrorist group, with motherfuckers that's really blowing shit up for real. You know what I'm saying? Cock meat sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you want to come back to that type of shit, but I doubt they're gonna let him back in the United States. But in El Salvador, anything is possible. But you with your members, because I know there's other. It's not like all MS-13 members know each other. There's probably an El Salvador MS-13 level, Mexico MS-13s. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, that's what they explaining. Like, and they said, fake news, CNN. They trying to switch some shit up. And I watch both. I watch Fox, CNN, ABC, MSN. Like, I watch all of them just to see how everybody's talking. And niggas be biased though, for real though. So tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Was Trump wrong? Was he right? He barely didn't even answer the question. He let his administration answer that, and they ride in packs, bro. If you see Trump, Vance is probably there. If you see him, Rubio is probably there. You know, Pam, Christie, they all sitting right there with him in the cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised Tom Homan might be up in there with Elon. Like, they run around like a pack of wolves for real. But tell me what y'all think in the comment section. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Don't forget to like for the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe. As your boy, hit that notification bell if you want more. Peace.